Have you ever noticed something subtle? That some people act differently around you, even when you've done absolutely nothing wrong. At first, it feels confusing. They become slightly distant, a little defensive, sometimes even quietly competitive. And the strange part is, they never explain why. But psychology gives us a powerful clue. Sometimes people feel threatened by you. Not because you are aggressive, not because you are trying to dominate, but because of what your presence quietly represents. Human beings are constantly and often unconsciously comparing themselves to others. It is part of our social survival wiring. The brain is always scanning the environment and asking, where do I stand? Am I ahead or behind? Am I secure or at risk? And when someone senses that you are calm, confident, focused, or quietly improving your life, it can create internal pressure inside them, even if you never say a word. One of the first signs someone feels threatened by you is subtle defensiveness. You might notice they interrupt you more often than before, challenge small things you say, or respond with a slightly sharp tone that feels unnecessary. On the surface, it may look like normal conversation, but underneath, their nervous system is reacting because your presence is activating comparison. Another very common signal is emotional distance. Someone who was previously warm and relaxed around you suddenly becomes more reserved. Replies get shorter. Energy feels slightly colder. Conversations feel less natural than they used to. This happens because psychological comparison often creates quiet tension. When people feel comfortable around you, their body language opens, their tone softens, their guard drops. But when your presence highlights their insecurities, they unconsciously create space. Not always intentionally, often automatically. There is also a more subtle behavior that many people miss: passive competition. This is when someone frequently tries to one-up your experiences, downplay your progress, or casually shift attention back toward themselves. For example, you share something positive that happened in your life, and instead of simply acknowledging it, they immediately bring up something bigger about themselves. Again, most of the time, this is not fully conscious behavior. Very few people sit there thinking, I feel threatened. Instead, their behavior is being guided by internal discomfort they don't fully understand. And here is something extremely important to remember. Someone feeling threatened by you does not automatically mean you are doing anything wrong. In many cases, it simply means your growth, your calmness, or your quiet confidence is reflecting something they feel uncertain about within themselves. This is exactly why calm, self-contained people often trigger stronger reactions than loud, attention-seeking individuals. Because loud energy is predictable, but quiet confidence is powerful. It stands out, and not everyone feels comfortable in its presence. So the real question becomes, what should you actually do when you notice these signs? First, do not take it personally. Internal insecurity in others is not something you are responsible for fixing. Second, stay grounded in your natural behavior. There is absolutely no need to shrink yourself, dim your progress, or reduce your confidence just to make others feel comfortable. Healthy people are inspired by growth. Only insecure people feel quietly pressured by it. And third, start paying attention to patterns over time, because isolated moments can be misleading, but repeated behavioral patterns tell the real psychological story. Watch body language, notice energy shifts, observe consistency, because over time, people's behavior reveals their internal state far more honestly than their words ever will. The goal here is not to judge people harshly, and it is not to become cold or distant. The real goal is awareness. Calm, quiet, clear awareness. Because when you truly understand these subtle social dynamics, you stop second-guessing yourself. You stop over-explaining your energy, and you move through social situations with much more confidence and clarity. And in today's world, that quiet awareness is a very powerful advantage. If this helped you see social behavior more clearly, subscribe for more psychology that gives you the quiet advantage.